PSG then taking all 3 points. Let's just remind you how things stand in France as we return from the World Cup break. PSG top of the table, Marseille in fourth. I was hoping they were second, but they're not. Lens are second, a long way off though, the defending champions. Jules, Neymar.
Yeah, Neymar, I mean, he wanted to play, to forget about the World Cup. Same with Kylian, that's why they started. And we saw the goods from Neymar, like the assist and the skills the boys mentioned here when we saw on the highlight. And then obviously the worst with especially the second yellow, the dive, the sending off, the red card. He left the Parc des Princes pretty much straight after. He went to the dressing room and took his stuff and left. Galtier kind of excused him a bit in a way, saying that he was very frustrated and he had to let go his anger and that's why he left, and we have to understand it. I'm not sure I do. To be fair, that's not really what you do after being sent off at home or away. But it's just, yeah, it was just a night, I think, to forget for him. Not the night that he wanted after the World Cup. And for PSG, who they really didn't play well, it's all about the win and getting that late winner from Mbappe.
I mean, I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, I just nothing surprises any of us. You can't really have too many complaints, and ultimately, you know, you have a team and you have colleagues that are still out there battling away, and as Joe said, you really, and I'm being super nice here for once, you just shouldn't be leaving the stadium. It's as simple as that.
As I said, a simple.
Is that the most egregious thing of this? Leaving the stadium before the...
I think so. And given the cards. And as I say, I sympathise with you first. Sometimes as a striker, you're reaching back. The defender's coming in a little bit low. So I allow him that. But you pick up a booking. You're on a yellow. You don't do that. You don't make the referee's job that easy. And then when you do, as frustrating as it may be, you don't storm off. You've dropped your team in it. There's no other way to put it. You've dropped your teammates in it. They've held out. They got the win. The least you could have done was be there for that. Be there for them as they come off the pitch, just to say well done. To storm off as you are, again, you're making it all about you. And the one thing that PSG has kind of had go against them over the years is too many individuals making everything about themselves.
What will the PSG fans say about this, Jules?
I don't know. We heard a bit of booing after the red card. I think that was more for the referee than for Neymar, whose name was applauded and everything before the start of the game. So I don't know. I don't know which side. It's a bit too early to say. We will know a bit more tomorrow. The friends that I had in the stadium, I have to be honest here, and like Craig said, and I agree completely, they didn't really understand how you can let your team down in that way, because taking a red card, especially that way, you let the boys down, and then you can leave because you feel frustrated when clearly you're the only one to blame. It's not a mistake by the referee. Even if you don't really agree with the first yellow, you could see given, and we see them given quite regularly. The second one is a shocking dive. So why is the frustration? What? So you're frustrated because you let your own team down and then you leave the stadium. So you let them down a second time. I just don't get it. So I would think that tomorrow the fans will feel pretty aggrieved. I think by Neymar's attitude, he's going to miss one game now because he's not a straight red, it's 2 yellows. So he's going to miss the next game, which is against Lens, by the way, which will be first against second, which will be huge, away from home as well. And Messi won't be back because he's only back at the beginning of January. So again, you let your team down even more, by the way, by missing that big game. I just don't get it.
We saw Gautier frustrated on the sideline, Jules, obviously, because the referee didn't play advantage when Marquinhos scored, pulled the penalty back. Mbappe, he's not bad at these penalty things.
Reception as well for Mbappe from the fans, the banner saying the future belongs to you. And then what happened after the winning goal, of course, I think will go a long way into this kind of love and hate relationship at times between Mbappe and the PSG ultras.
I love when you go down the news. Joe mentioned Messi. When you look at the team news on any of the apps, one of the apps that I use, I look at the team news. And when you get to an Argentinian player, it tells you who's playing and it tells you the subs usually.
Yep.
And then who's injured or who's out suspended.
Right.
And every Argentinian player I've seen so far, it just says, vacation, return, date unknown. It's brilliant. Unknown.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.